Hold up, why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play the roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bet.
Welcome back, y'all. This is the Double M Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jesus Dinero, here with my co-host,
Puma El Gata.
What do we got going on tonight, my man?
We're talking about what happened on fight night between Jamal Hill and Khalil Roundy. Let's talk about it.
What the hell, Jamal? What the hell, bro? Listen, I honestly don't know what this man was doing the whole night. Throughout the fight, I don't think there was an actual game plan. And the reason I say that is because after each round where Jamal Hill was losing, and he lost every round, I was listening to what the coaches were saying in his corner. They weren't giving him any good advice. Not to mention the fact that Jamal Hill went out there and he didn't do anything. And let me explain what I mean by that. In every single round, you'll see Jamal Hill throw a couple punches. And don't get me wrong, there's some punches that landed that look good. But that's all he did. He didn't really mix in a whole lot of kicks. There was a few, but very, very few. Whereas Khalil Roundy was hitting everything. He was hitting kicks, he was hitting punches to the body, punches to the head, kicks to the body, kicks to the leg. The kicks to the leg were extremely damaging. I don't know what Jamal Hill was doing. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if this is really fair to do after such a loss, but I'm questioning if Jamal Hill was ever really that good. Yes, I know, obviously, he beats Alex Pereira's trainer. I can't remember the gentleman. Glover Teixeira. My apologies. I know that he beat Glover Teixeira. Cool, but let's be honest. Glover Teixeira was the oldest champion. Currently, to this day, still the oldest champion for that division. So I don't know if it's just a matter of he just always faced competition that he would naturally be better than, or if Jamal Hill was ever really that good of a fighter, because the Jamal Hill that I saw fighting Khalil Roundy was not a good-looking Jamal Hill. He didn't do anything other than try and land punches all night. And I'll be honest with you, even the punches were kind of pathetic. There wasn't too many of them that had a whole lot of mustard on it, so on and so forth. Now, I know what some people are going to say. Hey, man, the kicks that Khalil Roundy was laying down to the legs really just stopped the man from getting any momentum going. And I'll be honest with you, those kicks were devastating. You could definitely tell, especially by round 3, that those kicks had taken their effect. Jamal Hill was slowed down. He wasn't putting any mustard behind his punches, blah, 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 blah. But the truth of the matter is that there was nothing. He didn't adjust, Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill didn't adjust in any way. He didn't change the game plan in any way. He wasn't trying to do anything. He wasn't mixing things up. There was nothing. This man wasn't doing anything. So my question to Jamal Hill and his team is, what the hell? What was the game plan? What were y'all doing? It was honestly a pretty pathetic turnout for Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill, mind you, that before this particular fight, he was, a 2-fight loss. This is now his 3rd fight loss. So I'm extremely disappointed, honestly, in Jamal Hill's performance. On the other hand, Khalil Roundy went in there and he looked good. He was laying down perfect kicks. He was laying down phenomenal work. He was beating him to the punch. He was faster than him. He was stronger than him. The only thing that I will say is, I know in the beginning he wasn't pushing the pace. Khalil Roundy wasn't. And I understand why. If you're winning the rounds, there's absolutely no reason to make a big old thing about winning the fight. If you're winning, even if it's just by points, hey, you're winning. No reason to push the pace. But as time went on, as Jamal Hill got more and more compromised with the leg kicks, Jamal Hill was landing a lot of them. In fact, there was a total of 3-4 knockdowns. I feel like he should have pushed the pace a little bit more. I didn't see that from him. I didn't see a sense of urgency that I understand it wouldn't be there in the beginning of the fight, but near the end of the fight, I'd like to see that push a lot more, especially because clearly Jamal Hill's leg was compromised. Clearly there was openings for Khalil Roundy to push the pace more, and I just didn't see that at all, and that disappointed me a little bit. But listen, it is what it is. It happened. Jamal Hill took the big old L. He's now on a 3-fight losing streak, so he needs to come up with some sort of game plan, because I'll be honest with you, I don't see one in the future. I don't see what his path is moving down the road, whereas Khalil Roundy, he opened up his path quite well. He knows where he's going. What do you think about that, my man?
I do have to give a lot of credit to Khalil Roundy here. First and foremost, this man is now 1-1 in coming up against championship level contenders. And what you want to say about Jamal Hill, especially his performance, it is very much true. We need to actually take that criticism at face value and say, yeah, where does Jamal Hill go from here? But to give some credit to Khalil Roundy, he's now 1-1 for fighting championship level competition. He faced Alex Pereira, and granted that was a round 4 loss, but he was able to get a look back against another championship level competition in Jamal Hill, which, whatever you want to say about Jamal Hill, the fact is he still held a light heavyweight title. So I mean, he was able to be a former light heavyweight champion, and you can't really knock him on that. Nobody can ever say that Khalil Roundy hasn't faced championship level competition before. Now, I want to address that. At the very least, I was wrong, or at least I gave a little bit too much credit to Jamal Hill. I didn't see this competition going the way that it did. I said in our initial video that if it went past round 3, I would give it towards Jamal Hill. Boy, was I wrong. And to be honest, I was kind of glad that I was wrong. In fact, one of the biggest complaints that I actually had against Khalil Roundy was that in regards to his fight with Alex Pereira, that he had a very expendable gas tank, that I thought going into this fight against Jamal Hill that that gas tank was going to be expended before round 3, and then afterwards Jamal Hill was just going to piece him apart. But thankfully I was wrong about that, because for one, Khalil Roundy actually had a phenomenal game plan that he executed quite well. He had two knockdowns into round 3, and he realized we already have 10 seconds left in the round. Why do I need to do anything else? So I do think he was being a little bit more conservative with the gas tank going in when he felt it was absolutely necessary. I know Jamal Hill would like to argue that Khalil Roundy was fighting on the back foot, but I would like to think that Khalil Roundy was giving him much more of a hit and run offensive strategy, where he would go in, do his shots, come out, do his shots, come out, do his shots, come out. And I think for Jamal Hill, he just, probably frustrated him, especially with how much of a mix-up game that Khalil Roundy had. So I'm not gonna lie, Khalil Roundy showed me completely wrong, and I'm absolutely glad about that. I wanted Khalil Roundy to win in this, and he won in a fashion that I didn't think was gonna come out of Khalil Roundy. At least he proved me wrong in my initial prediction. So props to Khalil Roundy. Absolutely excited. He said he wanted to possibly fight against Ankalaev. We don't know if that for sure is going to happen, but if he does, hey man, he's fought 2 championship level competitors before. Why not go after Ankalaev? But what do you think about my analysis on that?
No, man, I think you're completely correct, 100%. There is no, I don't know what the hell Jamal Hill was doing. There was nothing. I didn't see a sense of urgency. I didn't see him trying to adjust to Khalil Roundy's work. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything that could make me say, hey, well, at least he tried this, or at least he tried that. Honestly, it was just a piss poor performance by Jamal Hill, and I think he really needs to reevaluate not just his team, but what he's gonna be doing. What's the game plan moving forward? Because at this point, that was not a good performance whatsoever. No mix-up, no ground game, which is fine. No combinations with the punches, no urgency, no adjustments, no nothing. There was nothing there for me to praise from Jamal Hill. Okay, he managed to not get knocked down. He got knocked down plenty, but he managed to not get knocked down or knocked out. That's really about it. So, listen, I don't know what the hell Jamal Hill's thinking. I don't know what his game plan is. But, again, you're on a 3-fight loss streak now. You might want to get it together, big dog, because generally speaking, when you have a 3-fight losing streak, that's when Dana White starts taking a look at you to see if you might be going on your way out the door. So, it is what it is. Shout out to Khalil Roundy. It's who we wanted to win. I made that very clear. We made that very clear in our original review of the fight. So, we're glad to see that happening. I would have liked to see a better performance by Jamal Hill, but listen, it is what it is. You can't force someone into fight, as you guys will see from a different video we're going to do. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about that bullshit, and
until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you on the next one.